Alright, so this is Dan Bauer here. I wanted to make an update on the account and make a video, and I want to talk about a couple different stocks here. I want to talk about Tesla, PayPal, and Palantir, and I want to bring a few things up. But first, I've been adding, slowly, and been kind of building some positions. Bought a little bit of Nvidia, just because I could go on and on about Nvidia and the groundwork and foundation they're laying for like this whole AI revolution. Like we got like everybody might think that, the technological revolution here is not going to be as big as it is. And or that, Nvidia might be overvalued. Well, it's only at what, a 30, 31, 32 forward PE. Okay, all right, that's fine. But we have to understand that estimates have been too low for several quarters now. I think it's 5 straight quarters that estimates has been too low. So I bought a little bit of Nvidia, just $109 worth. This is just a small account. I'm just building it and buying great companies along the way. Yeah, I got the drip on, you know, whatever kind of dividend. I hope to own one share, all right, or two shares in this account. Over time, we'll build. I think that Nvidia is not just a play for where it's going over the next year or so. I mean, if you listen to the earnings call, I'll take this into account here. BioNemo, all right, is one of their LLMs. One of the things they're working on is like the biotech space. And I listened to a thing where it was this past week on Nvidia's, work with, the medical industry and how their LLM will work to pull up information from a patient's whole entire life history, life medical history. And so, like, let's say you're doing an operation, this is the example they gave, and maybe it's taking too long or something's going on that's not going exactly 100% correct. And you might need to know that, hey, is this person allergic to that? Or how does this person react to this medicine or medication? Or, uh, you know, things like, does this person have diabetes or any medical conditions of any kind? Now, you would normally like have a nurse with a piece of paper, with paper or like a computer or something to rattle it off. Well, this BioNemo thing, you could just ask it and it will repeat back to you. It will tell basically what's this patient's history on this, and that, and it will come back to you like a snap of a finger and tell you everything about that patient. So you don't have to ask a nurse and then a nurse go on a computer and look, it just pops it off. And I think that a lot of people aren't like quantifying how huge that is and how multi-industry able that is, not just for the medical industry and all these other things. And I think that's where Palantir really comes in, because it's at the cross sections of data and artificial intelligence. I think that's one of the huge things, but that's a thing that Nvidia is working on as well. But if you watched AIPCon this week, you would know that, holy smokes. I mean, the customers they have, General Mills. I didn't even know they had General Mills. They have General Mills. And the guy from General Mills said we only use Palantir in a very small part of our business. Let's talk about Panasonic. And they only use it in a very small part of their business. At one factory, I believe, for the battery factory for Tesla's batteries. Let's let's talk about all the future things that Palantir is going to be digging into. But let's go into the positions. So I started this account back in October of 2023 at the beginning with $800. Now we're at 12,057. This count is gonna be a story of disciplined approach to buying great companies at a dollar cost average type deal, in just small increments over time to see how absolutely massive the account can be. I mean, it's March, so you got October, November, December, January, February, and into March. We're at the beginning of March, so not quite a full 6 months. Okay, not quite a full 6 months, and we're at 12,000. Think about where we can go, further down the road, right? So I've got a little bit of Meta because, Meta's a great company. I got 2.84 shares of Meta, $1,430, up $69 and 5%. All right. Wish I had started the account sooner. Yes, I did. Yes, I do. But I didn't think about this or the YouTube channel or any of that. Or, you know what I mean? Aristonet, because Aristonet is the best at what they do. They have no debt on the balance sheet. I've covered that. And I don't know that I'm going to build too much more of Aristonet. Because I think I see better opportunities out there. Even though Aristonet is not trading super, super expensive for the growth, but the growth has been slowing a little bit. But they have lofty expectations of growing, so I'm going to stick around. Going to see how that story works out. Elf Cosmetics, it's going much higher over time. I see a pathway for Elf to become the biggest cosmetics brand in the entire world. They see it. They're working really hard to get there. Tesla's one I'm going to cover in this video, but let me go back to Elf. Elf, I have $802 in stock, up $67.99, 9.25%. Tesla, we're going to get into that. PayPal got I got 14.15 shares of Tesla and 38.4 shares of PayPal in this account, and we have 4 shares of Symbotic. By the way, I think Symbotic's going to be huge. Up $9 on that and $5 or 5.78%. And Palantir, well, Lord knows that I wish I was buying more Palantir, and wishing that, maybe, just maybe, I had started the account sooner just so I could get my hands on more Palantir. But we're going to work with what we have. And we're going to get better. And we're going to learn more over time. And we're just going to keep killing it. Anyways, so I'm going to go into Palantir first. There we go. All right. So what I want to talk about here, let's talk about first that... Let's go here. Let's get that off the screen. All right. So Palantir and the Ministry of Economy of Ukraine signed demining partnership. New technology built by Palantir and the government of Ukraine aims to support their goal to demine 80% of potentially mined land within 10 years. Okay. Palantir Technology has signed a partnership agreement with the Ministry of Economy of Ukraine, which will pave the way for the rollout of a digitally led demining approach backed by Palantir's AI-enabled software. The new agreement will support Ukrainian government in its stated goal of bringing 80% of potentially contaminated land into use within 10 years. This country is regularly cited as the most mined in the world. The agreement makes specific provisions for cooperation in the following areas: digitization of humanitarian demining operations and process automation as outlined in the National Mine Action Strategy for the period until 2033. Enhancing digital capabilities for coordination of land release and assessment, region prioritization, and risk management in mine action. Enabling assistance, leveraging Palantir's artificial intelligence program or platform for decision making in mine action. The software solution built by Palantir and Ministry of Economy of Ukraine during a pilot phase last year will aid demining activity by helping the government analyze and prioritize where to focus its efforts to achieve the best humanitarian and economic outcomes. Securely combining multiple data streams across the government, the platform creates a context-aware data model between key infrastructure and hazards. In effect, a digital twin. This will include data from land surveys by the State of Emergency Service of Ukraine, the State Service of Special Communications and Information Protection of Ukraine, non-governmental mine clearance organizations. Okay. connecting hazards to their impact through key infrastructure, like roads, hospitals, and farmlands. The platform will allow for a greater and more granular understanding of risk profile across Ukraine. Analytic tools will enable analysts from the Ukrainian government and their partners to prioritize resources based on humanitarian factors such as proximity to critical infrastructure and large population centers, alongside economic factors such as strategically important farmland for key exports. Oops, there we go. The platform will also be used to understand demining capabilities across Ukraine. This will help improve efficiency and safety by providing guidance on optimal allocation of resources and demining methods to risk posed in each area. For example, the tool will map new demining methods, such as drones and unmanned vehicles, against traditional methods to determine which would be more appropriate for an identified area. Under this agreement, Palantir and the Ministry of Economy of Ukraine will work towards supporting digitization efforts of Ukraine's demining strategy. Central to scaling this innovation will be effective information management and process automation. Using Palantir AIP, the Ministry of Economy of Ukraine will ensure that decision makers across the board will have access to clear and coherent information, connecting data silos and enabling effective coordination. Yulia Zvedenko, if that's the name of the person, First Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Economy of Ukraine, said, "Humanitarian demining is a first stage in Ukraine's recovery process. Currently, an estimated 156,000 square kilometers of Ukrainian land are potentially contaminated, putting over 6 million people at risk in the areas. That is why accelerating humanitarian demining, particularly through collaboration with technological companies like Palantir, can contribute to safety of the millions of people and expedite Ukraine's reconstruction." Lewis Mosley, Executive Vice President for UK and Europe at Palantir, said, "Whether helping brave Ukrainian forces resist Putin's aggression, supporting the resettlement of their loved ones, or aiding the country's critical mining program, Palantir stands shoulder to shoulder with Ukraine and its people. Today's agreement will help save lives to deliver a stronger economy." And I want to basically say something about that, because it's like I don't care that much about the demining thing. It's great. You know what? They could probably turn that into farmland after they get rid of all those mines, to help feed the world or what have you, right? Or just use it in general for something, which is better than having just a bunch of mines out there. But the main goal, the main understanding is this. That's another contract that Palantir is going to be making money off of, right? It's another government that they're pulling money from, right? This is huge, in my opinion. Okay, so they're just going to continue to build on this and the relationships with other companies and so forth. Now, Army selects Palantir to deliver Titan next generation deep sensing capability in prototype maturation phase. All right, so this is another deal. Oh, by the way, I found out who the Palantir had is. I found out that Palantir's big home builder contract that they announced in Q3 of 2023 was with Lennar, the largest home builder in the U.S., which I thought was pretty cool. Palantir is saving them quite a bit of money, which is huge, which is absolutely huge. But let's read about this. So Palantir Technologies today announced that Army Contracting Command, Aberdeen Proving Ground, APG, right, has awarded Palantir USG, Inc., a wholly owned subsidiary of Palantir Technologies, a prime agreement for the development and delivery of the Tactical Intelligence Targeting Access Node, Titan. I'll just call it, I'm not going to say that again, I'm just going to call it Titan. Ground station system. The Army's next generation deep sensing capability enabled by artificial intelligence and machine learning. The agreement, valued at $178.4 million, covers the development of 10 Titan prototypes, which including 5 advanced and 5 basic variants, as well as the integration of new critical technologies and transition to fielding. All right, Titan is a ground station that has access to space, high altitude aerial and terrestrial sensors to provide actionable targeting information for enhanced mission command and long-range precision fires. Palantir's Titan solution is designed to maximize usability for soldiers, incorporating tangible feedback and insights from soldier touch points at every step of the development and configuration process. Building off Palantir's prior work delivering AI capabilities for the warfighter, Palantir is deploying the Army's first AI-defined vehicle. Think about that. Like, let's stop it here and just, okay, so they made $178 million. Titan seeks to enhance the automation of target recognition and geolocational from multiple sensors to reduce the sensor-to-shooter (S2S) timeline through target nominations and fuse the common intelligence picture. Titan integrates systems, technologies, and software from an industry-defining team of traditional and non-traditional partners, including Northrop Grumman, Autoreal Industry, L3Harris, Pacific Defense, S&C, Strategy Technology Consulting, and Worldwide Technology. These companies all share the Army's imperative to build continuously evolving and innovative systems. Their mutual focus on openness, interoperability, I don't even think I said that right, and modularity enables the team to deliver modern capabilities to the warfighter at rapid speeds. This best-in-class offering is scalable, adaptable, and designed for the needs of rapidly evolving threat environments. So what I kind of want to get here and kind of like relay to you is that this builds the opportunity for another huge contract and a contract expansion down the road, especially if it produces, you know what I mean? And what do we know about Palantir? They produce. But what do we also know? We also know now that Palantir is building a relationship with Northrop Grumman, Autoreal Industries, L3Harris, Pacific Defense, S&C, Strategic Technology Consultant, and Worldwide Technology. Now they're rubbing elbows with some big money players here. This opens the door for them to build out contracts with all those other companies on other things that might be, that might be just within that specific business. You know what I mean? Like, let's basically put it like this. What is one of Palantir's big specialties? It's the supply chain. And what do all these, defense companies have in common? They got plenty of supplies coming from all different places to make their weapons or make their weapon systems or build these engines for these planes and so forth and all this, right? So, now we can understand that, hey, look, Palantir is about to, really blast off. And AIPCon, Alex Karp was talking about how they've had to turn people down. They've had so much demand. They can't even meet all the demand. I think that's a beautiful thing to have. I think that pushes Palantir further and further over the next coming years. You know what I mean? Like, let's think about it like that. If they're having to turn down customers because they have too much demand, you don't think that later when Palantir, has a little more time, has a little more ability, has more people, that they can't just call these people up and these people aren't going to say, oh, no, we don't want your stuff no more. They're going to be like, oh, You got time for us now? Cool. We'll see what you can do. We'll sign an agreement, a contract, whatever we can do. You know, I think that that's a huge thing to think about, right? Now let's move over to something else. I want to talk about Tesla here. Okay, right. I just brought this up because we have one thing I want to talk about is that where are we at here? Is that we'll go back. We'll go back here for real quick. All right, so I want to talk about Tesla and the chart and how it looks and where I'm at. So, got 14 shares at $190.81. Okay, yes, the position could be a little bit better than that, given the fact that it's at $170 something right now. Yeah, it closed at $175.34, and after hours it finished at $174.98. Okay, but I want to point something out to you. Every time Tesla's gone down here, it was a great buying opportunity. Right here, same time, right about the RSI, Relative Strength Index, goes about 30, goes below 30. Every single time is a great buying opportunity. Now, I want to go back to Tesla here and talk about this. Okay. Two main things I want to pick up on here, but a third one for sure. So one is Tesla has the Cybertruck. Nobody can mess with that, right? But they have a truck for truck lovers, and it's just a freaking outlandish car. It's ridiculous. And so people are just going to buy it. Remember when those box cars came out, the Scion box cars, the Toyota Scion box cars? They were ugly as all get out. Ugly as all get out. People bought them, though, because they were different. Now, let's just put it like this. The Cybertruck is way cooler, okay? Way cooler on so many different levels. First off, all-wheel drive, all-wheel turning, which I thought was, why would they do that, but why not, right? It's bulletproof. It's bulletproof, man, you know? But here's the crazy thing is, all the celebrities are buying them and driving them. And Tesla is not paying to advertise that. Not even a little bit. Okay, so that's going to build brand recognition. Now we know Tesla's in a tough time. But is it because Tesla's in a tough time, or is it because the consumer's in a tough time? Is it because rates have gone up a lot? Is it because people are getting squeezed at the gas pump? I filled up today, and here's my second point. I filled up today, and I live in Missouri, where it's kind of cheaper. I can not imagine what it's like on the East Coast when I'm filling up for $3.26 a gallon just for regular. You know, and this is going to push people to go to EVs. And who's the fucking king? And the king ding-a-ling is Tesla. All right? The king ding-a-ling in the EV market is Tesla. But let's talk about this. This semi here. Tesla's working on these. And we're going to come into full self-driving here in a second. And we'll talk about the call option on Tesla, which is the Optimus robot, which is out here. It's down the road. You think they ain't gonna figure that out? They got that thing doing yoga. Anyways, let's talk about the Cybertruck, or not the Cybertruck, but the semi-truck here. All right. So if you've seen one of these things, I'm not sure how much range they have. Maybe I'll look that up right now or something, you know. But I just want to talk about it because if you think about like trucking companies, okay, a lot of these trucking companies have routes where they don't drive 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 800, 900 miles in a day. It's pretty much physically impossible to drive more than 700 in a day unless you're team driving. You might get, you're going to get probably about 700. It's going to be a little over 700 can be your max. Because you only get, as a truck driver, 11 hours a day to drive. Okay, me knowing this because I am a tractor trailer driver for UPS. Now I'm going to tell you about what I think. What I think is this. I think that these big trucking companies are going to gobble up these electric vehicles. One, the cost of fuel is so expensive and getting more expensive as the day ticks on, as the days take on. Two, they're way more powerful. I've seen a freaking Tesla semi pull a trailer, and I've seen a freaking Peterbilt pull a freaking trailer, or just let's call it a Cascadia. And I'm going to tell you straight up, the Tesla semi is yanking that trailer, and the Cascadia is not yanking that trailer. It is not picking up off the line like that. Okay, so it can haul whatever, right? Fine. It's not leaving emissions. What is that going to do? Those are tax incentives. Tax incentives. And if they can get electricity cheaper than fuel, you can bet your bottom dollar companies like UPS are gonna do it. Now, I don't know that it works out too well for UPS, and here's why. Because once somebody gets out of that tractor, within the next hour or two, or three, you got another guy hopping in the tractor. Sometimes, guys are waiting on another guy to show up in the tractor. And you got to be able to fuel up. You can't wait an hour and a half to charge the Tesla tractor for a UPS guy who needs that freaking tractor. It takes freaking 10 minutes to fuel, and it takes an hour to charge, or whatever it takes. It's gonna take a minute to charge those big batteries. We all know that. But for a company that just delivers chips, or Coca-Cola that just delivers soda around town, drives back to the building, and it sits all night and it charges all night. You think they aren't going to use that for the tax incentives? You know they're going to get tax incentives for emissions, for fuel, because all these companies have to pay a fuel tax. Well, what if they don't have to pay a fuel tax anymore? Because they've got electric vehicles. Oh, all right. So what do we know about buying distressed companies in the dip? Great companies. Tesla's a great company. A great company. Okay? So we have to understand that Tesla is an incredible company. It's innovating. There's so many more things. I think that it's a buy right here at these levels. I think if you're thinking long term, you're going to be very impressed with the returns you get over the next 5 to 10 years in Tesla. You know what I mean? Elon's not going anywhere yet. He might be out the door when he's 65, when he's too old to really want to do anything anymore. But who knows? Elon's crazy. He'll work all day, all night, and he won't stop. He's trying to win, baby. I think he's just trying to grow his company. I think he's living out his dream of what he wanted to build, and look what he's doing. Cybertrucks, Model Ys, Model 3s, the Plaid, the Semi. They're building a robot. You think Elon's not going to stick around for that robot they're building? Crazy. He's going to see that through. He is going to see it through. And they're in the best position of that category. You might talk about, oh, this bot is better, or that bot is better, or whatever. I don't know who has the capability to scale the way Tesla has the capability. Who has the software capabilities and the AI capabilities like Tesla in that area? They don't. And who has the money to fund the project? Who? What other company has the money to fund the project? You know what I'm saying? We have to understand that. What other company has that? That's building those robots. And you think they ain't coming, they're coming. Whether or not we like it, whether or not it's good for humanity, it's coming. Now I want to talk about the last company. Oops, wrong one. PayPal. All right. So PayPal brings on this Amy Bonatata-Biss as Chief Corporate Affairs and Communications Officer. All right. Today announced on the day of March 6th that Amy Bonatata-Biss has been named Chief Corporate Affairs and Communications Officer effective May 28th, 2024. Amy, I'm not going to say her last name again, will report to Diego Scotti, Executive Vice President, Consumer and Group, and Global Marketing and Communications. Amy will be responsible for leading the global communications team and social impact and sustainability efforts across PayPal's family of brands, including Venmo. Amy is an exceptional corporate affairs leader with the diversity of experience leading high-performing communications teams and shaping reputation for some of the most well-known brands, as said Scotti. I look forward to working closely with Amy to continue writing our new PayPal story. She will be a wonderful addition to our leadership team, and we are thrilled she is joining to help us advance the work and revolutionize commerce globally. Amy joins us from Wells Fargo, where she was Chief Communications Officer. In her role, Amy led all aspects of the company's media relations, public affairs, internal communications, and employee engagement, and reputation management. Prior to Wells Fargo, Amy was with JP Morgan Chase and held several senior marketing and communications positions, including Chief Communications Officer of Chase. Prior to joining Chase, Amy managed executive communications and media relations at Fannie Mae, and led a grassroots media campaign for the U.S. Department of Treasury's Making Home Affordable program. Amy was previously Deputy Press Secretary to Senator Hillary Clinton, which I don't like at all. Hillary Clinton can go screw herself. And served as Communications and Policy Director on several congressional campaigns. All right, so that's one thing that they've been working on. They got Tap to Pay on the iPhone now, but let's just go into this. You think that PayPal, it just seems so low. It just seems like it's been beat down, like nobody wants it. I think they're going to come in with more job cuts. I think they almost have to. I think if we're looking at a possibility that every share you buy at these levels on PayPal is an easy double up. And if we listen to one guy, Patrick Bet-David, life is a game of doubles, right? So maybe we have to wait a year, 2 years for the double up, maybe 3 years. But that just gives you an opportunity to grab more shares at a cheap price, right? And then you get that double up. And then, next time around, you look for another double up and another double up. And that's what this account is about, is just waiting for the double ups, waiting for the triple ups, waiting for these companies to produce. That's the biggest thing. I wanted to talk about Amy because they keep adding, these guys like Jeff Seeley, Alex Chriss is going to revolutionize and change PayPal around, and they're going to be bigger. They're going to be bigger. Okay, so let's talk about this Jeff guy. Seeley brings over 25 years of global brand, digital, and performance marketing expertise to PayPal and its family of brands, including Venmo. That's one thing I think that they're working on, is the marketing side a lot, which is huge because that's going to drive transactions. And what is transactions going to drive? Growth for the company. And what are we looking for? We're looking for a company with growth. At a forward PE of 10.5 to 11, it's laughable that this company's got 7, 8, 9% growth of revenue quarter in and quarter out. I think it's absolutely laughable. And one day we're going to turn around and we're going to look back and we're going to say, damn, we bought PayPal at great prices and we're happy about that. PayPal today announced Jeff Seeley has joined the company as Chief Marketing Officer, Reporting to Diego Scotti, Executive Vice President and General Manager of Consumer Group and Global Marketing and Communications, Sealy brings over 25 years in global brand, digital, and performance marketing while building teams to drive transformative marketing models. Sealy was most recently the global CMO and communications officer at Cash App and Afterpay. All right. So they yanked this guy from one of their biggest competitors, Square, Block, whatever you want to call it, Cash App. That's the biggest competitor to Venmo, is it not? Boom. Think about how this guy could revolutionize the way Venmo is taken and seen. You could always grow your users, especially if you could yank them away from Cash App. And this guy knows how. I'm sure of that. Because he did it to Venmo for many years with Cash App. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't figure out how to pull them right back. Get out of here. Sealy will be responsible for overseeing the global marketing team across PayPal's family of brands, including Venmo. At PayPal, Sealy will be focused on making sure that PayPal and Venmo value propositions are clear, compelling, and simple for customers. He will also focus on bringing new energy to the PayPal and Venmo brands by leveraging the company's innovative history, powerful product portfolio, and continue to build on customer trust. Jeff has a rich and impressive background leading marketing teams and building brands across some of the biggest global companies, said Diego Scotti, EVP and GM, Consumer Group and Global Marketing Communications at PayPal. Jeff brings over 25 years of expertise in transforming global consumer and business-to-business brands by leveraging cutting-edge digital and performance marketing and building strong teams focused on enhancing brand awareness and engagement with customers. Sealy previously worked on Airbnb's home business, where he had responsibilities across regional brand marketing, product marketing, global media, brand partnerships, marketing analytics, and research. Additionally, Sealy worked with Unilever as Global Communications Planning Director, where he helped establish legacy brands transform their marketing models and technology, up-leveling the brand experience for customers. Sealy assumes the role of Chief Marketing Officer effective today, February 26, 2024. All right. There's really, nothing more I got to say in this video, but y'all have a nice day. Thanks for being a part of the journey.